Oh, you can't make this up. All right, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I thought I was done. I even got my eyeglasses on, my prescriptions on, because I thought I was done for the day. Don't normally like to wear my eyeglasses to work, but I was ready to kick back, sit back, open my laptop, log into Jobber, and catch up with my paperwork, which sometimes I purposely neglect it because I just want to do work or do something productive. I got myself the afternoon to do that, and I was attempting to, and a call came in. So I got a walk-in cooler that's down. I'm not sure which one it is, so that's why I'm recording. If it's the next one, then it's going to be a whole different scenario. If it's the one in the front, then it needs to be replaced, and it has micro leaks, so I can only top it off. The replacement, there is already a quote that we sent through Jobber. Everything's already in there, but we'll see. That might be void pretty soon. That's a 30-day. It's in the notes at the bottom. Valid for 30 days, and then we need to reevaluate. So we cover our bases with notes in all our invoices, all our quotes, all our jobs, maintenance contracts. We try to write everything out just so they know. But that's the front cooler. If it's the back cooler, then it's a completely different problem, because that is a newer system that was put in by somebody else. So not saying it's brand new, it's a few years old, but I don't think I've ever worked on it. We did have a storm that came through. We'll see if anything gave out, anything happened, and I have to take a stupid detour because we've had construction. It's a straight, what do you call it, beeline to this location from my house, but because of construction, everything's been closed for a month. I have to go all the way around, which cuts into my ETA. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna see what it is, and I'll let you guys know. I just realized something, but this is not the one that we quoted. Do not trash. All right, so more than likely we are just topping it off. I'm gonna look for a leak super quick. It is, like I said, 6, so I'm not gonna stay here. Secure your ladders with the ladder grip. They don't pay me or anything, but I love this thing, and mine's broken. I need to get a new one. I just bought some for the guys, and I need to buy myself a new one. I am lucky I beat the train. I can hear it right now. So we are going to be able to do everything with this little guy, and I swapped out the probes for the new ones. So I can do most of my calls with this, and like I said, we're going to make sure that these are as durable as JB claims. This is their refresh with a stronger material here. It's still the same, still like a plastic mold, but there's something reinforced in it, so I want to make sure it doesn't crack like those. Yeah, that's the one that needs replacement. That's like a R22 system. We did convert it to 407. I believe it has an updated compressor at some point, but it's tons of leaks. This was replaced not too long ago. This, or I can maybe double check, but I think it's always been here. I've never seen it replaced. It's just when we got this account, they already had this. Granted, obviously they would both have been R22. This was changed out, but the evap, what I've been seeing from this customer is whoever goes around, whoever their company is that does the installs, because we don't typically get them, has been keeping the old evaps. So what ends up happening with me is we got leaks in the evap coil. Tons of micro leaks, so U-bends leak a lot. So I'm gonna check really quick here what the if the leak detector goes off. I doubt it. I would assume that it's gonna be inside. So nothing whatsoever, no matter where I check. No hit. I haven't taken the caps off. I haven't touched anything just so I don't accidentally disturb a leak. But this is a newer system. I don't think you're going to get anything up here. It's most likely in the evap because they didn't change that out. I've had to already quote or recommend a handful of these new condensers, but the evaps are now leaking. I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, that is ugly. But I think they got it. All right, so we got the updated JBs on here. I think we're just gonna go straight into it. See, on the front one that does have the micro leaks that I know of, it's nice because it got ports inside. I don't think this one does. So we got 111 on here. Turn that back on. You're gonna have a hard time seeing, but I can see it in real time before I even, get my app open to check it. See, and the night manager actually picked up on it. I was like, oh, you might, as soon as I walked in there, I was like, you might be low on Freon. I got to talking to customers lingo, right? Before anybody gets after me. I was like, it might be a little bit low on Freon. I should be able to get you by. Everything seems to be working. I can hear everything on. And if I top it off, I might come back in the morning unless I can find or see the leak visually. My leak detector goes off, then I can be like, oh, okay, we do have a leak here. But if I don't see one, I'm working overtime right now. I will get you by to get it to temp. So I only spend an hour here versus, disassembling everything all night. And I'll follow up tomorrow morning. I don't have anything tomorrow morning. So he was like, is that what that hissing sound is? So yes, if you guys hear a slight hiss, now it has to be a pretty prominent hiss because you're going to hear like little spray sounds as the TXV or the EEV opens and closes, right? It's adjusting the entire time that it's on. It's trying to maintain superheat, so you're going to hear it open and close. But if you hear a consistent, pretty loud or prominent hiss just the whole time, that's low on charge. I'm surprised it didn't ice up, so I guess we're just a tad bit low. So maybe a top off is all they need to get them by another year, whatever it is. I have no idea. I am more than sure we're going to find a leak in the evap, and then I can just quote it. And then if it lasts another year, it lasts another year. It's whatever. But yeah, the hissing sound, I was like, you're low on charge. So it does look low on charge. We got a slight low pressure. So I'm going to go get the refrigerant. It should be 404. That's what the label is. That's what the compressor is. I hope they change the TXV. I have no idea. I'll find out once I open that part up. But it was working before. So we're just going to, like I said, make sure that the pressures come up and get them by. All right, let's get a ready somewhere here. I'm just checking superheat because it is sweating quite a bit. And then I got the psychrometer so I can tell. Hopefully it reaches up here so I can tell what temp we're at, how far we are, and if we're even close on superheat or what's going on right now. But we're gonna add refrigerant anyway. You can see that it's bubbling here. That needs to be somewhat clear. All right, so we got our 404. That's what this compressor is for. So if you guys are asking about recommendations on these, you know, if you like them, you like them. You can see the size of them. They work for pretty much anything that I got, or I use this 45. This is just a core depressor that helps if I have one that's hard to get to or hard to quickly disconnect, because for the most part, these are considered like quick connects or low loss fittings. Just because there's no hose, there's no room for refrigerant to back pressure into or back spray to burn your hands. So for the most part, these are fine. But if I need it, I have one of these on there at all times. And a 45. I also have straight up 90s that I've shown before, just in case there's some weird configuration like on Allied or Lennox. Those kinds of equipment where they run lines everywhere and the ports are in weird places. So you can see the size. That's the one thing that people don't like. But the reason I still use them is because of this port right here. So consider what you work on. I work on old equipment, so this is very common for me. Instead of using this charging key, it's another fitting you need to have on you if you use probes. We can just actually hook up here directly. So I can hook up here. Pretty easy. There's a valve here. And then I can hook up to the tank up here with this hose. Turn it upside down. Purge it here. There should already be purged here. And then I can add as needed. So what we're doing here, just like I said, getting them by, we're charging it up. And basically all I'm looking for is we're at the compressor. We need around a 20-degree superheat. We're in the 30s already from like 50 something. If you convert your pressure right here on the liquid line, it should be right around 20 degrees, 25 degrees over ambient. So on a day like today, it's like 88 right now. We're gonna, get it around 110 degrees, something like that coming out right there. And your side gloss, that should start clearing up. It might still have the slightest bubbles just from trying to drop temp, that TXT moving around. So that's always the indicator of how low or high it is, or if you have a restriction. But it was working before. I don't see any other issues with it. And we're going to do a follow-up tomorrow anyway. We also have that receiver back there, that big tank. So like I told guys that work for us, it's a huge system, a long line set. That receiver is going to give you some issues because you got to make sure that fills up. This is a super short line set. It's not going to have an issue dropping today. Like I said, we'll come back tomorrow. But you can also pump the system down with the service valves. Well, you can also pump down the system with that king valve over there. And then try to close everything off and see if you can trap everything in that receiver, pump it down, like I said, into that receiver, and then warm it up somehow. I've done that a few times here on the channel. Warm it up a little bit, see if you can see the level. Use a thermal imager. It's another good use for that. And if you can see the level, again, if you know how to do that, you can get it pretty full because you're going to get about 70. It's always like a 70 to 80%. I shoot for 70-ish, 75% of that receiver. You don't want to fill it up too much because it has to expand and all that. But as long as you know you got more than half on most days, unless you live in a really cold climate. I had to put my phone really, really close to the like the roof in a certain spot to hook up to the psychrometer. So it is at 44 degrees from what I can see. And my superheat is a little bit lower than 20, which we're going to get it by. I'm going to make sure it's topped off. I'm going to make sure it reaches temp so that technically it's working. And we'll do a deep dive tomorrow because there is a rain cloud this way. I'm losing daylight over here. And and it's coming quick. So once I get into whatever the problem is, I don't want to like stop there. I'd rather do this to get it working and then tomorrow only take it apart once. I don't want to take it apart right now, put it back together and do it again tomorrow. So as long as it's working, like I said, they're going to be happy. And these are the kinds of calls that I have to make because this is after hours, overtime. I'm charging extra, all that. I don't want to be out here all night. And I don't want to get rained on. It's coming super quick. So I'm going to get off right now. All right, so that little magnet, just because somebody commented that it was kind of cool. I made that a long time ago, and it comes in handy for different things. It was meant to keep your gauges and tool bags off the ground because it's like 100-pound rubber magnet, so it won't scuff anything up, but it can hold a fully loaded tool bag if need be. And gauges, right? Gauges. Where are you going to put your gauges? It's always a hook that they put on there. And never a magnet, right? And they used to sell that magnetic accessory that only fit on like the super old school gauges, not on anything new. So that's in my tool link. There's a step-by-step as far as how to build it. If you guys go look for it, it's just the rubber magnet and like a ring, a threaded ring that you put together. And there's your magnet. So I use it to open doors like that too, because if you work on commercial buildings, you can take an Allen key, that little push, what do you call it? That push to exit the door, the back doors. If you push it in and turn the Allen key, there's a set screw. You can lock it or unlock it to stay open instead of it closing on you all the time. And let you go. And once you do that, it can close. You just don't have a handle on the outside. So that is my makeshift handle to open these doors up. So I can unlock it from the inside and then have my magnet so I can go in and out without leaving the door open, because then they get mad. I got in trouble yesterday because one of my guys left the door open and they're like, hey, our AC bill, shut that. So just a little tip there. I wish I was better at the invention side. I have so many ideas, so many things in my notebook that I've drawn up. And I've drawn up things for Vito that they've made stuff off of my drawings. I've made other drawings that I just haven't submitted to them yet. I have drawings for some magnetic stuff, some stuff that I would need and how I would want them to work. I'm just not really good at, or, smart enough, networked enough to get it made. So that's something I'll look into maybe next year, is how to do all that. Because I've been seeing guys that make inventions and little things here and there, and I'm like, man, that's really cool. It'd be cool if I can get some of those things just made, however, so that you guys can have them too. Because I love to make little things to make my life easier. But I'm going way off topic. The unit satisfied, it's working. But right before I left, the suction line only on the roof started frosting up. So I have no idea what the hell's going on there. I went inside, as you can see from the clip, no frost whatsoever, no ice. So we're gonna deep dive in the morning, and you'll see it right now through editing. But I'm coming back. I'm gonna go have dinner. I got a podcast right now, and then we'll deep dive into it. I do have access to the drop ceiling to see if there's a kink or something going on, but that was extremely weird that that line was so cold that it frosted only on the roof, nowhere else that I could see. All right, everything's good. We're just off. Leak detector. Got my little O light. Let's see. Well, yeah, I guess don't put any screws. Why bother? Why did you turn off? That's actually a fun one that we got to do. You'll see more of it a little bit later, but you're going to hear me talk a lot about business stuff and that kind of side of things, and then hiring some new people. Now, if you put those two together, LiveSwitch actually is helping us out, and I am super stoked. And I kind of want to let you guys know that LiveSwitch is the newest channel sponsor. You're going to see them on the podcast pop up here and there. And what they do is they kind of blend those things together where they kind of help you with your business, because they are a video call software with no app, none of that. It's just a link. You can send it to your customers. They can also have a QR code or something of that nature where they can upload a video or a photo of their complaint, kind of let you know ahead of time what you're getting yourself into. Maybe you can give a quote over the phone. You can also send this to your technicians and have that set up to where you're doing tech support over a video call, but it's a very different, where you both see the problem or whatever they're pointing at big on the screen, and you can draw on it, write on it, screenshot it, whatever you need to do to get your point across to your apprentice technician on what they should do next, or what they should do to solve that problem. So tech support, customer service, it goes a long way, and LiveSwitch is kind of helping bridge that gap. If you guys are interested to learning more, check out my website, and you're going to see a nice big old LiveSwitch link that you can click on, and it's going to take you through and kind of tell you more about it. You can get a free trial. You can sign up with my link, a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to talk about it, use it more in my business. And I just think it's a really useful tool. Not to mention, they've helped big sporting events handle this type of software on a grand scale. WWE, NBA, NFL, and even 911 calls. So they are really changing the game. I'm super stoked, excited to try it out for my business. And the guy actually ran a home service business, and it's now catered to a lot of home service businesses. So again, if you guys want to check it out, use my link, see if it can benefit you. And I think it's going to help a lot of businesses out. Oh, you can't make this up. So they did change out the TXV, new condenser, same evaporator, no issues there. We've done it plenty of times. This evaporator on the outside looks like it's in decent condition, right? And we're doing maintenance now, so we're going to clean them out and all that. Let me show you what they did. So this is our TXV. I'm pretty sure we had some leaks there because there's a lot of solder there. That TXV was changed, so just take a look at that. Beauty right there. Let's take a look at this beauty. It's not too bad, I don't think. I need to whip around the other side. But yeah, and I can't tell if they patched anything else. I'll have to look around. But if I go in here, yep, fantastic. Oh geez, that was another solder joint. I thought that was a piece of foam looking over there. Oh my god. So we got that. That looks like it's rusting out. This bad boy right here and all this crap. I still got to check the U-bends on this side and the other side. They're complete opposite. Yeah, that valve is cooked. So I went in there because I'm trying to get a quote. I hit up my local supply house, Connect, and I told them I need just the evaporator. This is a center mounted evap, so it's the one in the middle of the ceiling, you know, fans on the bottom. And the condenser's been replaced. So I think I had mentioned that already. So that condenser was replaced, and I had wondered yesterday. Now, there's also this other issue of, so it's working. I can't do anything right now. I did it. I came back in the morning before they opened and all that. So I'm getting out of the way. It's working. They're not really going to say anything. So, but on my end, on the back end, I need to get a quote it out, or offer a repair. The repair is going to cost a lot more now looking inside, because I was like, okay, if it's like a U-bend or, you know, some little leak here, pump it down, quick patch, open it back up, check again our superheat and all that, and go from there. I didn't even look in the ceiling. I kind of forgot about that. But that frost that I mentioned the other day, so the condenser itself is labeled for 404 and 507. That's all I think it really mentions on there. I took a deep dive. I use the Copeland mobile app. If you guys didn't know about it, it's a really awesome little tool to have in your little app folder. I have a folder just of, like, you know, JobLink, MeasureQuick, the JB, the thermal imager apps that I use. And I also have resources like Danfoss, refrigeration tools, Heatcraft. There's an app for Heatcraft, and also Copeland. I have a bunch in there just off the top of my head. But specifically Copeland, you can scan or type in the model of the compressor and it'll give you a ton of information. I'll put it up on screen, and I typed it in. I had to take it. The one thing that I do make sure when I buy a phone is that it has, you know, all the cameras and all that, right? Because now you either get one camera, two cameras, or three cameras, or maybe more. So I make sure that I have that macro lens, because that comes in clutch when I'm trying to get like a shot of a label, model number, and I don't want to completely disassemble it, but I can put a phone in there, and if it's like super close, it'll still get that picture. So I did that here. I got the label off the compressor in like 2 or 3 pieces, and I was able to type it out, and it shows me that it is for medium temp, which is what I'm using, or extended medium temp. I mean, I don't know which way they went with it. You can use 404, 507. You can also use, obviously, 448. I think it even mentioned R22, 134. So these compressors, you know, especially now, everything went to POE, and all the refrigerants are compatible with a lot of compressors right now. Like I said, that condenser made it seem like it was only for 404, 507. But again, I don't know what this other company used. And that's the one thing I hate, is they don't label any of these. So this customer in particular has a lot of new condensers with old evaporators, and none of them are labeled. I've had to tell them, if you want me to fix it, I'm going to have to recover, which in this instance, that's why I'm saying it's going to cost a lot more now. I got to fix all those joints, basically, because they are horrible. I'm hoping that TXV is still good, but they cooked it, you know, because that label, I can't even read the damn label on top of the power head. So at this point, we can change out the power head if we feel we need to, but I still got to repair all the brazing joints, because I am getting a consistent hit right in that distributor area, right? So I didn't get too many bubbles. I got like a couple of micro bubbles that I wasn't too confident with either, but my leak detector keeps going off in the same exact spot. So I got to redo all those brazing pieces. I've patched those little distributor ends before, where it spiders out and feeds the evap. I've patched them before. I've repaired them. I have no issues doing that. But again, I can't, guarantee anything. This is someone else's work that I'm having to fix. Those braze joints looked horrible. And they cooked that TXV. So not only that, right? I got to pump it down, do all that. I'm going to have to recover the refrigerant and put in whatever we decide to put in. If that compressor can take all those refrigerants, we'll probably match it up with 404 because that is what the condenser says. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I like or prefer. But, at this point, I'm closing out this ticket. At this point, they have to get a quote, and I have to give them the options of replace the whole evap or go in there, repair everything, recover, and put in new refrigerant. Or they could just not do anything and let it run right now. So I have no idea if it's mixed refrigerant issue or the TXV is acting up. This is the issue we have in commercial when it's several companies that go out to certain customers. I don't know the history. I don't know what was done to it. A lot of this stuff is a surprise to me. I've gone behind a lot of these kinds of jobs where it's like horrible brazing and they end up leaking. So it's happened one too many times. So I'm inputting all this in Jobber. I'm going to go spit out a quote with options they can pick. I'll see when they view it. I'll see if they approve it or reject it and go from there. It's just, yeah. And when there's multiple companies involved. Now, I give them credit. They're trying to give us more calls. Now, I got this call last night. They normally call somebody else after hours, but we got it. They're coming back around, which is, good to build upon. But when there's been multiple hands or multiple companies at any location, right, it becomes harder for me to do more or to go above and beyond or to get them out of a jam or, help here, help there, because I don't know what was done to it. And I don't even know if I'm going to get the job to repair it. I recommend a ton of stuff and sometimes someone else does it. So just so I don't lose money and time, I go in like today, I charge for today and I recommend things that I know will fix the problem, which is going to be a complete redo of all that stuff, including refrigerant, or a complete replacement. That's just how it works. If you guys, found it interesting, like I said, I'm trying to get more into the business stuff. If you guys don't know where to start, if you guys need any help, leave those questions down below. Jobber is a good way to get that right foot forward and, just look professional, get organized and get things done. Like I said, all this stuff now, I've had so many quotes to do over the past few weeks. I've had so many maintenance contracts to set up over this year, this summer, and it's daunting. It's very intimidating, but being able to just to click, it's done. Don't worry about it. While my guys are out there running calls, I'm updating the prices in Jobber to help them out. I'm updating, our maintenance contracts, so they just get dispatched and go out and invoice, and then I collect and pay and get payments. Streamlined. It's just, I'm out in the field still, guys. I'm out there every day. I'm out there during the summer when it's hectic. I'm still out here now after hiring some people, just because we've been that busy. So putting things in place, getting things in motion, and I think I'm ranting now. So if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll bring you along if we get anything. I can't guarantee that we're going to get this bid. It's up to the customer. See you guys.